Get ready for your daily dose of marketing strategies and tactics from entrepreneurs with the guile and experience to help you find success in any marketing capacity. You're listening to Marketing School with your instructors, Neil Patel and Eric Su.
Welcome to another episode of Marketing School. I'm Eric Su.
And I'm Neil Patel.
And today we're going to talk about how to get press like Richard Branson. So, Neil, you were actually just at a conference speaking before Richard Branson came on stage. I mean, what are your thoughts around this?
Yeah, so what was interesting is I learned on how he created Virgin Atlantic, or the Virgin Plane Company. And it was all about, he wanted to go to the Virgin Islands to see his girlfriend at the time. American Airlines or someone like that canceled the flight. He ended up renting a plane or chartering a plane, and he had a sign saying like trip to the Virgin Islands, cost X dollars. He filled up the plane, and someone on the plane ended up saying, hey, you know what? This could actually be an airline company if you just had a airline attendant or stewardess or flight attendant, whatever you want to end up calling it. From there, he ended up creating a plane company. But he was breaking down how when they first started that Virgin didn't have as much money as the competitors. So what he ended up doing to really grow was he would do crazy PR stunts. So one thing he was discussing was he did a hot air balloon over the Atlantic. And then as they did that, and they were like the first to do that, then they did a hot air balloon over Pacific. And then they did a hot air balloon over the world. And these hot air balloons had his name on there, created a ton of press. So he does crazy things. One time there was the Eye of London. I think that's what the Ferris wheel is called. It fell down, or it was down on the ground. The press was covering it. Within a few hours, they came up with the idea to have a blimp, float over it. And the blimp said, BA can't get it up, Virgin Atlantic or something like that. So he's really aggressive. And he even said, some of his PR tactics were a bit racy at the beginning, but that's really what helped blow up his company. Doing that edgy stuff that other people aren't willing to do, especially when your company is new, even though you're like, hey, this is pushing the boundaries. Sometimes you really have to do that to grow at a rapid pace. And that's how he succeeded, especially early on. I mean,
I'm just looking through a couple of his other PR stunts that he's done in the past. And yeah, I mean, if you think about his life, the whole entire thing is just, he lives life as how he wants it. And I think that in itself is remarkable. A lot of it is basically a nice news story. Right here, he drove a tank down Fifth Avenue in New York City. This is when, he was launching Virgin Cola in 1998. And he pretended to blow up the Coca-Cola sign. Like, even though that company failed, that's something that's pretty memorable, right? It's remarkable at the end of the day. You think about what Seth Godin says, right? You think about, he says, you have to be remarkable at the end of the day. How do you do something remarkable? Well, people talk about it, right? And the other one I'm looking at right here, and I can go down the list, but I'm not going to. He jumped off the roof of a hotel casino. So imagine, like, you're a billionaire, you own all these companies, and you're risking basically your livelihood, jumping out of, bungee jumping off hotels, driving tanks. Maybe that doesn't risk your livelihood as much, but you get what I mean.
I want to drive a tank. That sounds fun.
Yeah, and well, I think the hot air balloon thing, he almost died, right?
Yeah, they said they had issues with it. I don't know if he almost died, but they had issues.
I think I remember reading something about how he almost died, but you want to add anything else?
No, that's pretty much it. In essence, the thing to learn from him is do crazy, drastic stuff, because that is what creates press, especially when you're early on. And it's usually the cheapest form to get press as well. If you try doing the basic stuff that all the other big companies are doing, you're going to be fighting for airtime. And usually the larger ones are going to get the airtime due to the fact that they have more money and a bigger brand.
Yeah, I think I read a quote today. People are like, if you're doing the same thing that everybody else is doing, no wonder you're the same as everybody else. So, I think that's a good quote that fits in well with this. So that's it for today, and we'll see you tomorrow.
This session of Marketing School has come to a close. Be sure to subscribe for more daily marketing strategies and tactics to help you find the success you've always dreamed of. And don't forget to rate and review so we can continue to bring you the best daily content possible. We'll see you in class tomorrow, right here on Marketing School.